My wife asked for an open relationship, then cheated with her ex.
I think you jumped the gun.
My wife, 33 female, and I, 30 female, have been together for 6 years and married for 3. The past 18 months have been hard. Conflict over my enmeshed family, less spicy sleep, constant arguing for miscommunication, and we dropped out of couples counseling because of my school and workload. I returned to college to start a new career, fully encouraged by my wife. By the way, this comes from Danny Thinks, and if you want to submit your own stories, go to the r/OK Storytime subreddit. So, she told me she was getting lonely and asked for an open relationship. I was hesitant, but I agreed. A couple weeks later, she changed her mind. Dating apps weren't for her. So she got on Bumble BFF and made 4 new friends. Then she asked me if she could message her ex from 10 years ago to make amends. I was surprised because she had already done that 6 years ago and was rejected. But she insisted, so I said okay. Her ex responded kindly this time, and they started emailing daily. My wife said she felt a friendship was possible even though we had a rule. Exes remain acquaintances. I was cautious since my wife's previous exes have crossed boundaries before, and it's made me feel invisible and disrespected. But I said okay again on the condition she maintains healthy boundaries. 1 week later, she says their conversations are deep and emotional and things are progressing really fast. By talking to her ex, she realized how she's repeated old bad patterns from her past relationships into our marriage. I let her talk without prying, even though I was uncomfortable. Then she tells me she's feeling emotionally connected to her ex, but says it's still just a friendship. I trusted her and reassured myself that emotional closeness doesn't have to be romantic. Then she starts meeting up with her ex every weekend. I mentioned how fast it's escalating, and she says it feels natural and not rushed to her. Another week later, she says she feels in alignment with herself around this connection. I ask, are you catching feelings? She says no. Then, on a long car trip to visit my family, she drops this. She wants to explore her feelings for her ex and reopen our relationship with this person. I'm gutted, but she says it's not about the ex, it's about her not repressing her needs anymore. I cave. I say yes, even though I'm passing away inside because I just want her to be happy. But I wake up the next day in a rage. I feel betrayed. I trusted her. She said this would be a friendship. I felt like, in hindsight, she downplayed everything. I tell her I'm no longer okay with it. She says she communicated every step of the way and that I just wasn't paying attention. We go back and forth. Eventually, I say, fine, have your open relationship, but I'm telling you, I'm not okay. She thanks me and says she'll respect boundaries. We agree to no spicy sleep, only level 1 physical contact like hugs or a hand graze. Level 2, PDA, and level 3, kissing. However, at this point, my wife said the thought of kissing her ex repulsed her and was way too soon to think about. Then the next day, she meets her ex. It's imperative for me to state how many days and weeks I spent crying over my wife's decision to pursue this open relationship, even though I continuously told her I wasn't okay. I was sounding like a broken record at some point, always bringing it up, but always telling her, go ahead and do it, but I'm struggling and I'm not okay. So before she met up with her ex, I caved in and couldn't hold it together. I expressed again how much this is hurting me, and it pissed my wife off. She said, why would you tell me this right before I see my ex? Why did you give me your blessing if you never meant it? Make up your mind. I'm done with this back and forth. You are insensitive for choosing to bring this up right before I see her. After meeting up with her ex, my wife comes home wearing a noticeably new necklace. I ask about it. She says her ex gave it to her because my message, the one where I said it wasn't okay anymore, made her think she'd never see my wife again. She wore the necklace because it made her feel better. That crushed me. We have an update.
Dang, man. Dang.
I mean,
Wow.
you gave her permission.
Yeah. I think you need therapy, OP. I think that you're going into this relationship being like, well, if I tell her how I feel, she'll stop doing it. But I think you need to either say no, I'm not okay with that, or leave. Maybe both.
Yeah. We need to cut out all the like, I guess it's fine,
not
but I'm not
fine.
comfortable. You're not fine.
Like, I think there's this like idea that if you say that a person can't, like, if you say, no, I don't want you to do that, it's controlling.
yeah.
It's more so you say, she comes to you and says, I want to go see my ex. And then you say, I'm not okay with that. You can't do that. And then they have to decide whether or not they want to stay in the relationship.
Yeah.
So either they go and do that thing that you said don't do that, or they stay in the relationship. That's kind of...
You can still have your boundaries,
Yes,
though.
those are boundaries, OP.
We have an update. I changed my mind about the open relationship last minute before she saw her ex on Sunday. The next day, on Monday, my wife was so wrecked about my decision that she took the day off of work and stayed in bed crying. She was on her phone all day, too. I tried comforting her, but it didn't do much, and she wouldn't go into detail about why she was upset. I don't know what happened next, but at some point Monday night, we were arguing. It was probably the necklace because she was wearing it all night while she grieved. I didn't know it at the time, so I asked her, "Where did you get that necklace? I've never seen it before." And she told me her ex gave it to her as a goodbye. At this point, I'm still not aware that the kiss happened on the same day her ex gave her the necklace as a goodbye. I do remember telling my wife that I need her to give the necklace back before I lose my crap. At some point during our arguing, I got frustrated and stepped outside our bedroom to cool off. My wife sent a flurry of text messages to me saying how much her needs never get met, how much I don't care about her feelings, and how insensitive and immature it was for me to send that text and change my mind moments before she met up with her ex. We were just going back and forth firing emotionally charged texts at each other, so I had enough of the back and forth texting. I decided to go into our bedroom and confront her. I go into the bedroom expecting an angry, emotional wife, but what do I find? I walk in and my wife is on her phone giggling and texting. I'm like, what the heck are you laughing at? I thought you were pissed. And she's quickly trying to adjust her mood and downplay her actions. I said, "Are you texting your ex right now?" And she said, "Yeah." I was like, "Are you seriously laughing and being unserious with your ex while we're in the middle of arguing? It's past 10 p.m. Why the heck are you guys still texting?" And my wife was like, fine, okay, whatever. On Tuesday morning, I had a text drafted and ready to send to my wife about how I really needed her to enforce boundaries with her ex if we're going to make our marriage work. I told her, "Look, I only have 2 weeks left in my semester, and remember, we said we're going to work on our marriage and do at-home therapy when my semester is over. How are you going to focus on our marriage when you seem so consumed with texting your ex? Texting her during our argument, wearing her necklace in our home? Where is the space to repair our bond? You need to create space from your ex if this is going to work, because now I'm under the impression that this girl is texting you all morning, all afternoon, all night, every day. That is not a friendship. It's borderline courtship." Well, before I had a chance to send my wife this text, she texted me saying she had something to share. So in her text, she told me that she kissed her ex and that the text I sent before she met up with her ex, where I changed my mind last minute, pushed her to make that decision because she wanted to exercise control and not feel powerless to my decision. And she's sick of feeling like my feelings control her every move. She wrote lots of other meaningful stuff, but I couldn't get past the kiss, and I addressed that immediately. She said the kiss meant nothing to her, and it's not about her ex, it's about herself and choosing her needs for once. I was like, "But you told me you couldn't even fathom kissing her. You said you had to take baby steps before kissing her."
OP, let me introduce you to something called lying.
There's this
this new thing called lying.
I also feel really bad for the ex because she's kind of just like a pawn in their marriage right now.
Terrible, yeah. Like OP, like this wife reaches out to her ex once. The ex says, "Hey, no." Waits a couple years, reaches out again. Ex is like, "Oh, okay, yeah, we can be friends," and then is dragged into this whole thing where they're like, "Yeah, like, you want to be in a we can be in an open relationship.
Yeah,
You know, it's totally fine. My partner's all cool with it," and they're like, "Okay, I guess so." Yikes.
And my wife said again that my text before meeting up with her ex pushed her to do it. And then I guess that's around the time her ex gave the necklace to my wife. So I was angry hearing all of this. I was home and my wife was at work. I went digging for the necklace, even though my wife said she'll give it back. I found the ex's necklace and kept telling myself, don't throw it away because you're going to escalate things. Your wife said she'll give it back. But I guess the devil in me said, when exactly is she gonna give it back? Plus, they kissed each other and your wife still came home after the kiss and wore the necklace. So I went ahead and threw that crap in the dumpster, and I felt dang good about it. I then texted my wife telling her I was in so much pain and anger that I threw her ex's necklace in the trash in an attempt to feel better. To which my wife responded, this is it, we're getting a divorce. Clearly, you're not mature. Let's call this off before you do something worse. I told her fine. I took the necklace out of the trash. I thought I was way too nice for taking the ex's necklace out of the trash. So I peed on it in order to get some sort of revenge and maybe feel powerful against her ex for once.
I hate you both. You both suck. Everyone sucks here.
I hate you for making me read that sentence.
What is this stupid power dynamic that keeps happening?
OP just said,
I kissed my ex to get power. And then,
so I peed on the necklace. What?
OP just said claimed. That's mine now.
Are you a dog?
Are we wolves?
Yeah. That's wild. You took it out of the trash to just pee on it.
She went, I was too nice for taking it out of the trash.
Where did you pee on it? Wait. Where did you? Oh, I don't even want to.
You suck. You both suck. Dude, this is a match made in heaven. You both suck.
My wife came home from her lunch break to take the necklace. I have no idea if she gave it back or if she's hiding it somewhere. I haven't asked. Either way, they have a piss-stained necklace and don't even know it. Later on Tuesday, she sent me step-by-step instructions on getting a divorce in California. We have no kids, we don't own any property, so it should be straightforward. Wednesday morning, my wife texted me that she still sees divorce as a solution, but right now, the steps in the process are not something she wants to do because she believes it will further complicate our lives and this whole ordeal has stressed her enough. She's not ready to go through it. She said that instead of divorce and instead of me moving out, she would like us to separate and have me stay in the guest bedroom and take the guest bathroom until she can figure out how to create distance between her and her ex. She also said she wants her ex to remain in her life because she believes her ex is a genuinely good person who makes a good friend and helps her grow in a positive way. It is now Thursday, and I wish I could say our space from each other has made things better, but things have gotten worse. We have another update. How are you feeling?
Wow.
Wow.
Wow. They're still together?
They're still together.
Yeah, the divorce fake out and they're still together?
They're still living together. They're not getting a divorce, but they're staying in separate rooms. Everything is still the same otherwise, except for the necklace.
Duchess Cassandra says, maybe the wife wants to stay married for the tax break and insurance.
I was also thinking.
Yep, everyone sucks here.
Yeah.
Confirmed.
Yeah, both of them are addicted to drama. They both choose chaos every step of the way.
Miss Woozy says, why does OP... Yeah, sorry. Miss Woozy says, why does OP have to take the guest room? It's like adding insult to injury. Well, this is what happens. Girlfriend says, or wife says, you have to take the guest room. And OP went, I'm not happy about it, but okay.
I guess I'll do it. Update number 3. In the 3 to 5 days since this happened and since this post, my wife told me that she is going to continue seeing her ex and let it develop into a romantic, spicy related relationship. She said if I don't want her to do it while we're still married, then she will do it as soon as we divorce. She said the ideal situation is that I stay married to her while she pursues this romantic / spicy related relationship with her ex and then see if she still wants this marriage with me. But I cannot handle them being together while we're married. I love my wife so much that I'd be dumb enough to stay while she does this because I want to be a couple at the end of the day. But I think I should respect myself and walk away. So unfortunately, divorce is on the horizon. I will do my best to make sure I'm the one who serves her first. By the way, we can serve you with full episodes of stories just like this. Just go to Spotify, Apple Podcasts, or your favorite podcast app and search OK Storytime. We have another update.
Wow.
Let's discuss.
They're just, this has all been one big power play.
Yeah.
Like constantly back and forth of who can win.
Yeah. The
Like-
wife is pushing this as far as you will
Yes.
let her, and you're letting her.
You're like, oh. I mean, even that last line of, I hope I serve the divorce papers
Yeah.
first. Why?
it's
You want to
just
win?
drama.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah. Yeah. Your poison tonic says they both have control issues.
Yep.
Can I let you in on some irony to finish this off? When my wife dated her ex all those years ago, her ex was a married woman. And when her ex went through a divorce, she had rebound date girlfriends before her divorce was even finalized. Sound familiar? And you didn't take this as a warning.
Come on, OP. Come on.
Now my wife is doing to me what her ex did to her. She can't even see it because at this point in her life, her and her ex are just so compatible and inseparable, and my wife is tired of feeling like she can't get what she wants in our marriage. In her words, she is not choosing us. She owned up to being selfish and choosing herself, even if it destroys our marriage. That is the end of that story.
Oh, your marriage is gone, man.
There is
Your marriage
no
is gone,
marriage.
girl. I created a fake dating app account and found my wife's profile.
Did you swipe right or left?
I'm 30 male and she's 40 female, Australia. Married 4 years, dated 3 years prior to marriage. First time I caught her was earlier this year. It was a genuine accident. For a laugh at work, we made a fake dating app profile to see who else nearby at work was on this app. When I left work that day, I drove home and parked out front. My wife was home inside. Before exiting my car, I opened my phone to check for any messages. The app was still open on the screen when I unlocked my phone, and it showed the nearest person to me on the app. Very clearly her. By the way, this comes from Billowing Betty, and if you want to submit your own stories, go to the r/OKStorytime subreddit. After a few days, I confronted her. She cried and apologized and called her mom and her best friend to get advice. She returned and asked me what I wanted from her in this moment. Example, sleep on the couch, leave and go to a hotel, etc. Being the person I am, I just wanted her to stay and us to work things out. She kept calling herself stupid, saying she didn't know why she did this, and just that she liked the attention from others. In my panic of not wanting to lose my wife, I asked if she wanted to go down the path of an open relationship. Answer, no. Does she want to bring some toys into the bedroom to spice things up a little? Answer, no. She claims it was all just an online chat. Nothing physical ever happened, and that it was only recent. That she couldn't show me any message history to prove it was only online, because she'd delete the app when she got home to prevent me seeing it. And re-downloaded it at work the next time she wanted to chat. Deep, deep, deep down in the depths of my soul, I believe it had been going on for at least a month or probably more. And somewhere, the terrified part of my mind really teeters on the edge of believing she did physically cheat. I try my best to give her more spicy-related style attention in the months that pass. I make sure I call her beautiful more often, comment on her looks and makeup and hairstyles more often. Nothing seems out of the ordinary, which I thought was good. Fast forward to now, October, I'm working away and feeling paranoid about the situation. Going back through the screenshots in my phone that I kept of proof of her hookup app profile, and it's not helping my mindset. I download the app and make another fake profile. Add some filters to narrow the results, and there she is again. However, less obvious this time. No photo, age changed by 1 year. With my anonymous style profile, I say hello to her, and her typing mannerisms are enough to give it away to me. Cherry on top, the kilometer distance the app says we are from each other is smack bang on what Google's Maps measured distance shows from my work to her work, where we both were in that moment. There are other concerns in our marriage I have, but I was willing and actively working on them for our sake and for the love I have for her. What is a real mind F, I think she still emotionally loves me too. There's no indication to suspect this cheating other than my well-placed, apparently, paranoia. We are still a romantic, fun, connected, caring, loving couple. She's not a bad person in general, except for this. And I think that's the hardest part and what makes it hard to accept. I'm not trying to stick up for her in any means. I guess I'm just presenting my thoughts. This time, I think I'm done.
This is like half of that Pina Colada song.
Yeah. They both found each other except that she's actually cheating. Dude, it doesn't matter if you think that she loves you. She's actively cheating on you.
She's still cheating on you.
For a second time.
It does not matter if at home everything's great, she is still cheating on
still
you and
cheating on
still
you.
actively lying to you.
Yep. Wanya says OP is catfishing his wife. Yeah, for a second time. To add, our other concerns were our future and her no longer wanting kids. Me wanting them. She had recently said she'd done soul searching, and despite not wanting kids, she still wants to be with me. Y'all. But now I'm mentally taking a step back and looking at the situation. It makes me angry. Don't lure me into a sense of relationship security when you're out here chatting to other guys on dating apps. Anyway, what helped me was reading other people's stories and seeing different scenarios. So I thought I'd post mine here as well for others and for future updates. And there is an update, folks. So let's dive into it. I'm going to confront her this Friday. Every day my emotions get more and more intense towards her and the situation she has put us in. What was the straw that broke the camel's back? In her hookup profile, she wrote, I can put my legs behind my head. I had an effing breakdown when I saw that, but it also helped me decide then and there it is over. As I'm away currently, I don't have the option to be there physically to confront her, but I just cannot wait this out much longer. I'm having sleepless nights going over and over in my head what I want to say to her. I cannot concentrate at work. All the light and happiness in day-to-day life has disappeared for me. I feel like an empty shell of a man. I'm going to have a tiny shred of decency towards her and wait till a Friday after work so she has the weekend to think about how she ruined our marriage and probably cry and feel sorry for herself. As per my previous post, she does not know that I know. And in the past, she deleted the hookup app before she'd get home, so there was never any evidence and the chat history disappears every time. This Friday, I'm going to video call her without warning, tell her to share her screen, Facebook Messenger, and say, open up the hookup app and open up your chats and show me.
Why? Why do you want to see that?
You already
That is going
know.
to hurt you so much more. Just end it.
You
Just
already
end
know.
it. You know what's
You
in
already
there.
know. I assume she'll panic and either refuse, which tells me everything I need to know anyway, or show me, and I know it's not going to be pretty. After that, I guess I'll wait to hear her pathetic excuses and I will say my bit. I've written it all out on my phone so I don't forget a single bit. Lastly, I have this feeling she will tell her family and friends I split up with her because she doesn't want kids and I do. I am a good person. I always get effed over for being too nice and too eager to help others and too polite and too respectful, and I won't have it this time. I will probably contact her parents, I'm close with them, and give them a very brief idea so that she cannot paint me as the bad guy. And there is a second update, but I mean, my advice is just leave.
Who cares
Leave.
if you look like the bad guy?
Yeah.
Who cares?
Like, get everyone out. Get all these people out of your life.
They won't be there anymore. It won't matter.
Yeah, it's just Amy Lynn says I feel like this is OP's gotcha moment for closure. Sure, but I think OP's approaching it from less like I want to get revenge or I want to get closure or something, and more like I need more evidence.
Right. Like he
That's
doesn't
it
have
sounds
what
like.
he needs.
Yeah, and it's like no, you have evidence.
Yeah.
You literally have.
Crash out.
Tips Fedora crash out is great. But there's another update, folks. On a Saturday, I video called her and without explaining, requested she shared her screen, Facebook Messenger video chat, and open the app and show me every single chat with every single man. She acted confused, claiming she had no idea, despite me seeing the app in the bottom corner of her screen. Just lying through her teeth to me still. I became angry and nearly yelling. Not once have we ever yelled at each other before this. She became more defensive, yelling back. She turned her video sharing off and claimed it was glitching out. In this time, she deleted the app and all the evidence. The way she talked to me and acted was so confronting. She immediately turned into this new person I had never ever seen in our whole relationship. It really scared me. Eventually, after more denial and lies, she gave up lying and just said, I don't want to do this. A bit more back and forth. I said to her, we will discuss this further when we see each other in person next. And then we hung up. The next morning, I planned to go to the movies to get my mind off it. But as I got ready, I just broke down. I mean, I cried in a full body reaction emotional state. I just could not stop. I have never, ever cried like that in my entire life because I knew what I had to do, and I drove hours to her and showed up at the front door. We sat down and cried together, and I explained all my feelings about the situation. We both agreed we had been in a weird place recently as she had decided she didn't want kids, and I am very much set on having kids, so perhaps we were headed down a slow breakup route. regardless.
He was just in denial for so long.
I mean, kind of crazy that she's like, we were already going to break up. And
yeah.
she cheated on you. That's not okay.
Yeah.
We had previously talked about working out a way for re-kids. We didn't know how yet, where we could still be a big part of each other's lives, but perhaps living separately but close by. But the fact she took action to cheat on me and break my heart anyway is so effed up. If she wanted to leave, she owed it to me to tell me, not destroy me. And I let her know that. By the way, I gotta let you guys know that you can listen to full episodes of stories just like this. Just go to Spotify, Apple Podcasts, or iHeartRadio and search up OK Storytime. There is a little bit left to the story, but do you have any final thoughts?
I mean, she sucks.
Yeah.
The whole thing was terrible.
She sucks,
I think
break up.
yeah, it's doing what you guys need to do. OP was definitely in denial till that like crash out on the movies.
100%.
I feel bad for the guy.
Yeah.
I've been there. I get it. It's sad.
It sucks, man. It sucks. But like, I think going into your next relationship, you like be very straightforward about what you want in a relationship.
Yes.
Do you want kids? Do you want to get married? And if someone says no, I don't want those things,
Believe them.
you guys aren't compatible.
Yeah.
And also kind of makes sense because she's like 40, so she's probably, not, she's like, I don't want to have kids. I'm older.
seemingly past that in
Yeah.
some people's minds.
Yeah. Like, not that you can't have kids when you're 40, but it does.
Most people are already like
It's much
thinking
harder.
about it for
Yeah.
sure.
So get find someone that is on the same page with you
Yeah.
about things in your relationship. And also that doesn't cheat on you. In hindsight, I obviously would have driven to see her on the Saturday and taken her phone and gone through it myself. But truthfully, I was just scared crapless about the whole situation. Her family and best friend have all reached out to me since to check if I'm okay and offer a shoulder to lean on. I have got myself a tiny studio to rent and am beginning to rebuild myself alone. I am still really struggling emotionally, and I really wish I could disappear into a cave and not have to see family relatives shortly for Christmas and go through the whole story again and again and answer questions. And folks, that is the end of that story.
My wife cheated on me with my friend after I let him live rent-free.
Dang, that's not a good house guest.
After 21 years and 2 kids, my wife decided to have an affair with my now former best friend. He and I served together in Afghanistan. He was going through a divorce and blamed his wife for cheating on him. Turned out he was caught sleeping with 2 other friends' wives and was sent to Afghanistan to get him away from them so those families could heal and work on their relationship. By the way, this comes from Adam T1000, and if you want to submit your own stories, go to the r/OK Storytime subreddit. So, after we came home from Afghanistan, I left the military and started working for an airline. When my former best friend retired, I helped him get an airline job too. Not the same company, as he failed the interview at mine. The interviewers said he had psychopathic traits and turned the interview around on the interviewers. He came to visit for work, and it was just me going to take him out for dinner when he was in my city. Eventually, my now ex-wife said that she and the kids would like to meet him since he was my best friend and we talked all the time. So I brought them all out to meet him on his next trip, and he charmed her and the kids like he does everyone. Super manipulative and deceptive. He then asked if he could come visit, not just for work, and I invited him to stay with us in our home. That turned into a monthly thing. I thought it was great to get to spend so much time with my best war buddy. He had alternative reasons. After a few trips to visit us, he shared that he wanted to move to our city and asked if he could rent my guest suite from me until he found a place of his own. I welcomed him in and didn't think twice about helping my buddy out. As soon as he moved in, I barely saw him anymore. I would get my airline schedule and give it to my wife, and she would send it to him. Then his airline would bid for schedules after mine was released, and he made sure he was in my house when I was working, and he was working when I was home. This went on for 6 months. Not only did I not see him, but he never paid me a dime and used those 6 months to have complete access to my family and home. Looking back, I see how utterly dumb this was to allow a divorced man to be in my house around my family when I wasn't there. I started getting the Oompa Loompa vibes around my birthday when she started dressing nicer, doing her hair and nails, and I would see them drinking coffee together in the morning. She never drank a drop of coffee before him living with us. My 40th birthday came up and she didn't even say happy birthday to me that morning. Something was off.
That's
way
not
off.
okay. Not telling someone happy birthday is not okay.
We were still having spicy sleep. In fact, it was more frequent than ever. But not even a happy birthday on my 40th? Something was up. We had a Ring camera in the living room to watch the dog when we would travel. I hadn't been snooping on my family while on the road, but should have been. They both knew that the camera was there too. 2 days after my birthday, I was on a trip and the camera goes off in the middle of the night. She's running downstairs from the guest suite in nothing but her birthday suit. I rewound the video and watched the previous few weeks and saw it all. They had spicy sleep in my living room, groped each other, and made out in front of my kids while I was at work. It was brutal. I punted him out and took my wife to intensive marriage counseling. She lied through her teeth to the therapist and made me feel bad about her cheating.
And the therapist wasn't like, well, you cheated on your husband. So what? How do you lie about that?
She said that I wasn't attentive enough, that I was a bad dad, that I never let her do what she wanted, that I didn't speak her love language, etc., etc., etc. All blame shifting to me. I was gaslit so hard my head was spinning. I lost 40 pounds in 2 months and was a wreck. 3 therapy sessions a week weren't helping, and she was caught sneaking out to see him over and over.
Yeah, you need
Your
to
marriage
leave.
is done.
Your marriage is over. I don't understand why we're still here. I mean, I probably because of the kids, but
Still, why we're not talking divorce.
Yeah, you're not going to be a good father if you're losing 40 pounds in 2 months
It's
and
insane.
just in a terrible mental health, mental state.
When I would present her with the proof on the continued affair, she would deny nonstop. She lied to the therapist constantly until the last session where I showed proof of a recent spicy-related encounter with him 2 days earlier. She swore she had been no contact for over a month. The therapist's jaw was on the floor. After that session, I finally decided this wasn't the life I wanted and initiated the divorce. So, nearly 6 years later, here we are. She got a job teaching at my kids' high school and manipulates the kids daily. They know what she's doing, but they still want a mom. My kids hate her for what she did to me and all the lies she told them about me. They are 15 and 17. They know the truth about what happened, and my ex is still with the guy. She told them 5 different stories about how they started dating after the divorce. I set the kids straight, and then the kids find her handwritten cheating love letters in her home that detailed their affair while we were married. I can't make this up. She has lost all of her friends. She has made some new acquaintances at work, but they don't know her. All of her old friends have seen the videos, emails, texts, and wrote her off like a bad case of herpes.
Are you like sending them out to everyone? How are they getting this?
Yeah, maybe don't do that.
Maybe no. Maybe she has so many
I mean, if she's lying
details
this
about
much.
it. She probably shows it to them.
Yeah.
She's probably bragging.
Yeah, she's like, yeah.
I mean,
this is me.
right in front of the kid, she might just be doing it in front of everyone else.
That's true.
She could just
she
be
has no
taking him
shame.
out.
She has no shame.
She spends every free minute with him, and he is still sleeping around on her, according to mutual friends who have kept tabs on him.
I mean, that's what happens when you start cheating with a guy who's literally known for being a serial cheater with his friends' wives. What do you think is gonna happen?
My ex-wife is just one of many for this psycho. As part of the divorce, I agreed to a $1 million settlement over 11 years, nearly all of it in cash minus $125K in IRA for her. We had a lot of retirement accounts, military retirement, home, brokerage, etc., to divide. I kept everything and agreed to pay half upfront in cash and IRA, and the rest over 11 years with restrictions. The alimony has the standard clause that it will end if she gets married, but I also added in that it ends if she cohabitates. That is not part of the state law at all, but I got it added in mediation. So 6 years in, they still aren't engaged or living together. She has the perfect setup. He can tell her she has to keep her house and can't live with him. Since my kids loathe him, she can't bring him around the kids, so he is free to play with other women while she has the kids half of the month. In 5 years, when the alimony ends, do you think he will finally move her in? 11 years in? I'm almost enjoying watching this. She has burned through every penny I gave her up front. $480,000. It's all gone. I double her paycheck with my alimony child support each month, but she has expensive tastes for a school teacher. Our last month of marriage, she averaged $11,000 a month on her credit card. I now give her just $3,000 a month. I'm saving a fortune by not having to support her reckless spending. If you subtract out the money she was bringing into the marriage from her average monthly bill, that left me with $8,000 in credit card debt to pay off each month. Now just giving her $3,000 means I save $5,000 a month. That's a $60,000 a year savings just on her credit card alone. Divorce has been an amazing financial boost. My income has increased fourfold since the divorce, and she gets none of the extra. I also wrote that into the divorce. My net worth has also quadrupled, and I'm well on my way to an early retirement if I so choose. She, on the other hand, just started working for a city school at age 43 and has no retirement savings other than the IRA I gave her. She will be working for a long time unless she finds someone to marry her and pay for her. I took the divorce hard, and my weight went up and down in unhealthy ways. I lost 40 pounds this past year and have finally prioritized my health over taking care of everyone else. It has been amazing. But the best part, and why I needed to share the other crap before this, I have had the most amazing partner for the last 2.5 years.
Yay! Okay, looking up.
She was also married to another narc. We have helped each other heal and grow. We get each other, and our relationship is so loving and amazing. It made being mistreated for 21 years worth it to teach me what I wanted and what I would never tolerate again, and my kids see it too.
That's very rewarding to
Wholesome.
realize that you've actually found someone who like respects you, you respect them, your kids respect the relationship that you guys have.
Yeah.
That's great.
We share 2 dogs together, and everyone in our world is happy. There is an abundance of love, smiles, hugs, money, time, empathy in my home now, and everyone is thriving. I never thought it would happen. By the way, you can thrive by listening to full episodes with stories just like this. Just go to Spotify, Apple Podcasts, or your favorite podcast app and search OK Storytime. We do have an update.
I feel like, yeah, you guys have left each other. The marriage is over. You're with another cool person. Your kids know the truth. I think everything's good.
Everything's great, right?
Everything's great.
Nothing's gonna happen, right? My ex has gained a ton of weight and is almost unrecognizable to me. I'm guessing at some point her affair partner will finally write her off for good, and she will be left with a big nothing sandwich to chew on. She's living paycheck to paycheck on $6,000 a month and has to curb all her expensive tastes. On $6,000 a month,
she's living paycheck to paycheck on $6,000 a month.
That's insane.
I mean, unless she's spending a bunch of stuff on the kids, which could be possible. But I feel like OP's probably. I mean, there is.
She's also getting the money from.
Yeah, she's
OP.
getting $3,000 from him.
She probably just still has her spending issues on her credit card.
That's true.
Meanwhile, my kids and girlfriend travel abroad and are living an amazing life together, free of her drama and manipulation. I have been in therapy for the last 6 years and have learned so much. If you are struggling, pay the money, find a good therapist or support group, and do the work on yourself. It takes an average of half the time you were in a relationship to get over it when it ends traumatically. I'm a little over halfway on the healed timeline. Every day it gets a little better.
Yay.
And that's the end.